when we are deciding about the upgradation of a version to another version, say for example we are upgrading from 11G to 12C. So what happens then? There are certain basic requirement, or you can say that there are certain prerequisites to be available. For example, all the database versions of 11G are not supported for the upgradation. Okay, there is a two concepts are there. One is a direct upgrade and other one is an indirect upgrade. In the case of direct upgrade, the version will be able to directly get upgraded to the higher version. For example, say you have 11.2.2, then 11.2.2 or higher versions will be can be upgraded to 12C directly. But say if you are having 11.2.1, in that case it is not supported the direct upgradation to 12C. In that case, what you have to do is that you have to first upgrade 11.2.1 to 11.2.2 and then upgrade that one to 12C. Is that clear? Are you clear with the upgrade path? The same way for any version. So for example, if you wanted to upgrade 10G, in that case 10.2.04 is supported for upgradation. 10.2.01 is not supported for the direct upgradation. At that time, we have to go ahead with the intermediate upgrade, and then from there we have to upgrade to the higher version. Fine. And the upgradation from Oracle 11G onwards are known as the outplace upgrades. So what is outplace upgrade and what is in-place upgrade? There are two terminologies are there. One is an outplace upgrade and other one is an in-place upgrade. In the case of outplace upgrade, or in the case of, say, let's take in-place upgrade. In the case of in-place upgrade, what happens then? When you install the binary for the upgradation, or you can say the higher versions binary, it is going to overwrite the existing binaries. For example, I wanted to upgrade 10.2.01 to 10.2.02. In that case, when I download the patch for the upgradation and when I install the patch, then what happens is that the existing binary of 10.2.01 will get upgraded to 10.2.02, which means after the upgradation I will not be having my older version. Is that clear? Okay, and the upgradation consists of the two stages basically. One is that it is the upgradation of the software and then the upgradation of the database. So which means when you are telling the upgradation is going to take a quite long time, because it has to upgrade the binary and then upgrade the database. But so when you are going ahead with the in-place upgrade, what happens then? In-place upgrade will be taking the time for both the binary upgrade as well as the RDB database upgrade. But from Oracle 11G onwards, Oracle came up with a strategy called outplace upgrade. In the outplace upgrade, what happens then? You have to, when you're for upgradation, you always have first point in order is that you should be a valid customer for Oracle. Means you should have an access to Oracle support site. From the support site, you will be able to download the patches for, or you'll be able to download the software for the higher version. For example, I have to upgrade it to 11.2.2. In that case, I will be able to download the software for 11.2.2. Once I get the software, then it is similar to the normal installation. In the case of previous version, that is 10G, it was just like an upgradation. I mean, the software what you used only for the upgradation, which means if your previous version is there, then only it is allowed for the upgradation. But in the case of the outplace upgrade software, the software is suitable for a fresh installation as well as for the upgradation. Okay, so when you say the upgradation, what happens then? It is going to install the software freshly on a new Oracle home. You got me? So your existing Oracle homes files are intact when you're doing the upgradation. So which also means that you will be reducing the downtime till you finishing of your software installation. Okay, so the upgradation, as I explained, it is consist of both software as well as the database. So the software upgradation, when you're installing the software, since the software is getting installed on a new path, it is not going to affect the existing software. So which also means that your database will be continually available till you complete the software installation with the higher version. Am I clear? Robert, any questions? Okay, fine. So once you finish off this installation, then you will be calling the corresponding upgradation option. So Oracle is giving you from the Oracle's side, there are two ways we can upgrade. One is at manual upgrade, and the other one is at using a tool called Database Upgrade Assistant. Okay, so but these two tools, that is means the manual upgrade as well as the database upgrade assistant, remember that the tools are used only for, or the methods are used only for the database upgrade. The software there is nothing called a software upgradation, rather it's a fresh installation of the software. Okay, so if you wanted to know the methods of software installation or the options of software installation, you must refer the documentation for the software installation. Then you will be able to know whether your operating system is properly patched or it requires any other binaries or anything. You will be able to know. But the point is that the upgradation doesn't mean that's the new software installation. It's not being considered as a part of the upgradation. So the tools like database upgrade assistant or the manual methods of the upgradation all means for the database upgrade. Is that clear? Okay. Now for the current session, what we are going to, today's class, what we are going to do is that we are going to upgrade the 11.11g database to 12c. For that, I have created a database. What the basic things what I had did then, I have installed 11.2.2 because that's a supported version on one home, and on the other home I have installed Oracle 12c software also. To save the time, I have installed both things. So which means the 11g software is already installed and the 12c software is also installed. 12c software installation is exactly same as that of the 11g's installation. There is nothing to nothing that you have to learn fresh on that part. It's just like a basic installation, which you are already familiar with the 11g. No. Yeah, basically I have installed the software. The software is available for that, because otherwise it will be unnecessarily taking a lot of time, right? So I just installed the software, and also I have created a database at 11g. Okay, say for example, if you are looking here, ps hyphen okay, I have database called sources there. I have a 12c database also there. That's for some other purpose. So source is nothing but a 11g database or env. Let's see what is the version of this database. Okay, select star from. How do you understand the version? By querying the v dollar version. Yeah. Okay, so it's a 11.2.2, and also I have my 12c database also there. For that, I can set the environment variable cdb1. Okay, so cd dollar oracle underscore home. So this is the path at which I have installed the 12c software. Clear? Yeah, now the next step is that I'm going to invoke the database upgrade assistant. So today's session, what we are going to do is that we are going to see the upgradation using the database upgrade assistant, DBUA. Okay, so using the DBUA, that is a graphical user interface, we are trying to do the upgradation. So what I'm going to do is that from the 12c home, I'm invoking the executable, or invoking the component database upgrade assistant. Okay. Now it is giving me two options. One is that upgrade the Oracle database. Second, move the database from one home to another home within the same release. So upgrade assistant will give you two options. One is that it will help you to upgrade from a previous version to the current version. That is 11.2.0.2. Or else, if you have a database on one Oracle home, it will allow you to move the database from that Oracle home to another Oracle home, provided both are on the same release. So for example, 11.1.0.2, I have two Oracle homes are there with the same software installed. Then it allows me the database to be copied or to be moved from one Oracle home to another home. So this second option is not widely used, but the upgradation of the from the previous databases um, is very commonly used. Okay, select that option, click on next. Let me know whenever you're not clear. Let me know. I'll be happy to explain it. Yeah. Go ahead. Correct. Container database is not required. The same database can be moved to a container database. Okay, fine. So here if you're looking, you can see that source database Oracle home, source database version. So you can see that what was your Oracle home, that is 11G Oracle home, and the version. And there are two databases are there, and it says that one database up and other database is down. So we are going to upgrade the source database, which is up and running. Click on next. Okay, here what happens then? There are when you're upgrading, say when you're manually upgrading, let's understand it from the manual point of view. When you are doing the upgradation from the manual method, Oracle recommends ask us to run two utilities. Okay, one is a prerequisite checks or pre-upgrade utility. So when you are running the pre-upgrade utility, Oracle is going to examine our present database and see whether any issues are there. Okay, if any issues are there, then Oracle asks us to fix that issue for that before further upgradation. Say the issues are something like, say, you are having a invalid database object is there. So if you are having an invalid database object is there, then Oracle recommends to fix that one before going for the upgradation, because once you upgrade, you may not be able to solve, or you may not be able to correct that issue. Or sometimes what happens is when you are upgrading from one version to another version, certain additional space may be required. For example, the higher version may require more amount of space for the system table space, and you have created with the say with a limited size. In that case, it will recommend you to increase the space. So the prerequisite checks will tell you that whether this database requires some changes for the upgradation. So the same way in the graphical user interface also, it runs the prerequisite checks. Okay, so here it says that pre-upgrade utility checks, and it gives certain information. Okay, it says that Apex upgrade message, EM repository exists. Okay, so for example, if you're looking what it says, that say during the time of the installation, say enterprise manager controlled repository, that means in for the graphical administration of the database, you have a utility called database control. Okay, the database control exists in the database. In when you are upgrading to 12c, what happens then? It will be removing that utility during the upgradation. So which means during the time of the upgradation you may take more time. So what Oracle is suggesting is that you better the before upgradation, you can remove this utility, and after that it will get automatically gets created. So what it says that from the new Oracle home, there is something called em remove.sql is there, and then executed from the old database connecting as sysdba. Okay, that means it will be removing the existing enterprise manager components from the database. If you are not doing, what happens then during the time of the upgradation, it will automatically get removed. Okay, and then if you are looking at the third one, there are certain components which may not be getting upgraded. So it has certain components which are depreciated. So what happens that these components will not get upgraded, but in this particular case we can ignore it. It's not going to create any issues. So the first option is that enterprise manager repository exists. It's better that we remove that one from the database before upgradation, because it's going to save some time. Any questions here? Okay, Sharada. Okay, I just copied that file to temp directory, and then I run the ORI-NV once again, set to my 11G database, connect as sysdba, okay, and execute that script. em remove.sql. So this SQL, once it's completed, it is going to remove the components of the database control or enterprise manager component. Yeah. Now, if you are looking that procedure is successfully implemented and it is removed. So now, if you wanted to know whether that is being resolved or not, we can just click on check again. You can see that the warning or the information, these are the first of all, these are information messages only. It's not a warning kind of thing. So there is nothing called a fixable error. But if you're looking here, fix and check in, if there was an error, then certain errors the utility itself will be able to fix. For example, say there is some space issues there, then the utility will be able to add additional space. So in that case, that will be telling that fixable is there. So at that time, if you're looking, if you click on fix and check again, it will ask you to run certain scripts which will help us to fix those issues. For example, say assume that there is not enough space on the system table space. At that time, it will tell here that system table space is not enough space, and then the button fix and check in will get enabled. Okay, so at that time, if you click on that fix and check again, it will prompt us to run certain SQLs which will fix that current issue. Is that clear? Okay, as of now on this database there is no issue, so it is not giving. There are two information messages are that we can ignore and we can proceed with. So I'll go ahead with the next option. Okay, now it is giving you, this is actually a new feature that is implemented on Oracle 12c. Say select upgrade parallelism. So here it is, and if you are upgradation, if you are planning to do the upgradation, you can go ahead with the parallelism, depends upon how many CPUs you are having. So I'm just going reducing the parallelism to 2 because it's only one CPU is there, so there's no point in going into the higher parallelism. And second, it's telling that recompile invalid objects post upgrade. So after the upgradation, if there are some invalid objects are there, in that case it will Oracle will ask, normally in the case of manual method, Oracle will ask you to run a recompile utility. So here in the upgrade assistant, it will ask you, it will help us to run the recompilation automatically. Okay, and then certain places it's recommended that you collect the database statistics before the upgradation. If you want, you can do that. Otherwise you can ignore it. And then it is telling that where is the diagnostic destination and where is the audit files will be created. So for the upgradation, any diagnostic information will be there. That information will be created on the Vaishad/Oracle directory, which is Oracle based directory, or the audit file destination. Either of the places you can get it. And suppose if you wanted to run certain customized scripts before and upgradation, say for example, there can be a situation where in which you take the before upgradation, you take certain data from the table. Okay, say certain user important data is there, so you don't want to lose that data. So before the upgradation, you want to take a backup of it, and then after the upgradation, you wanted to update it. So in that case, you can write those things in separate SQLs, and then ask Oracle to call them before the upgradation and the after upgradation. So these are the custom scripts which Oracle is not providing. It is, if you are having something, then you can give the path here. Am I clear? Okay, now just click on next. Okay, now if you wanted to configure the Oracle Enterprise Manager, in Oracle 12c it is known as Oracle Enterprise Manager Database Express. If you want, you can use that one, otherwise you can uncheck it. For the time being, we'll uncheck it. Just click on next. Okay, now the thing is that here if you want, there is upgradation assistant gives an option where in which if you want to move the data, the new version database to another location, that means you are existing, say normally upgradation process, what happens that before the upgradation we will be taking a backup of the database, because if something goes wrong, then you will be able to restore from the backup. But upgrade assistant will give you an option that move the data files as a part of the upgrade. Means if you are providing a location, say for example, if I select this, it is asking that you want the backups will be moved to, or the data files will be moved to this location. So which means your original files will be kept intact. Am I clear? And also if you wanted to use Oracle manager files, you can click on OMF. Or else if you wanted to move the flash recovery also, your flash recovery also to be moved as a part of the upgradation, you can select it. But this is going to take more time, so I'll just uncheck it. Yes, if it is goes anything wrong, then it's a test database, so nothing worry, we can just create a new database. Am I clear here? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. So Oracle is going to upgrade the newer location. The existing location, the old location will be intact. That is a good practice. It is equal like you are taking a backup of your database. So anything goes wrong, see here the advantage is that, say in the like your older software is also intact. Remember that older software is also intact, and if you are selecting this option as a part of the upgradation, there the advantage is happening is that if anything goes wrong and you don't have the more time to recover the issue, you can just start up the database, the older database, because it is pointing to older Oracle form which is already there. Fine, the faster it is, more faster, it's got more advantage on the real-time solution. But in our practical, in our test environment, we don't have to do that. I'm just going on with the next option. Okay, now it's selecting the do you wanted to migrate any listener from the previous version. But here, this is an existing, the new version listener, so you don't have to migrate anything. But here it will be telling you that suppose if you have a 11G listener, it will give you an option to migrate that listener. Or else, if you wanted to create a new listener, then you can just click on the create new listener, give the listener name and the port number. Click on next. Yeah, there's the new point. Yeah, and then say how do, like, in case of anything goes wrong, how do you want it to upgrade your or recover your database? Do you want it to use an rman backup? In that case, Oracle will tell you to give an option to create an rman backup. Or else, if you wanted to create a flash recovery, it will give you. Or else you can select the option I have my own backup and recovery strategy. So for this, for the real-time situations, I would suggest you that you use the rman backup. So the advantage is here is that you can select or you can give that Oracle what is the place where you wanted to have the rman. But here it is highlighted because I have not taken an rman backup. But if you have taken an rman backup, then upgrade assistant, in which you will be able to select what is the backup rman backup you wanted to restore. You got me? So for example, today I'm going to upgrade, but my yesterday my night at 8 o'clock my backup was completed. So I can tell Arman that you select this particular sorry, I can tell the database upgrade assistant select that Arman backup is to restore it. You got me? But in this case, for since I don't have the backup, I'm just going into that. I have my own backup under restore strategy. Click on next. Okay, so it is telling that there is some space issues are there. It is said that you don't have enough space for the RP logs and flashback logs generated. Um, okay, so what is it then? It is needs required 5361 and it's available space 5614. That means it says that it is little bit lesser. But anyway, I'll just go ahead with that and see whether I can release some space during the time. That's because I have created a certain, I'll remove this files. Because upgradation process is going to take a lot of, create a lot of RPlog files. So we must make sure that we have enough space there. Okay, now I'll just click on, do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, so it gives you a summary screen and you can just click on finish. You can see that there are certain changes which is database automatically making. One is that it is increasing the SGA and it is increasing the process value. So if you wanted to change that values here, you can click on edit, otherwise you can just leave it like that. You can even change it during after the installation also, we will be able to change it. So click on finish. No, it is opening the parameter file. Yeah, that's correct. Now the upgradation step is completed. If you look at the place where we started, You can see that database upgrade has been completed successfully. The database is ready to use. Now we'll complete this. And we'll connect to the database and see what is the version of the database. INV source 1 Oracle underscore. Okay, now if you are observing the etc or tab file, you can see that Oracle has changed the path of the Oracle home location on the etc or tab to the new location. So the database upgrade assistant will take care of all the things. Now let's connect to the database. Show parameter, sorry, select star from v $version. You can see that the version is upgraded to 10.1.2.0. Hope this is clear. Thank you.